For the last decade, the gaming industry has been operating like a digital Wild West. It was a gold rush built on surprise mechanics, premium currencies, and fear of missing out, but this month, the sheriff finally arrived in town. Welcome back. If you play live service games, you know the drill. You log in, you're greeted by a daily reward, a limited time battle pass, and a premium shop offering you a bundle of shiny gems for $19.99. It's an ecosystem designed to do one thing: separate you from your cash as frictionlessly as possible. But an absolute massive regulatory shift is happening right now in Europe that is about to force a total redesign of upcoming live service titles. The era of dark patterns and unregulated loot boxes is ending. Let's talk about the new laws, PEGI's heavy-handed new ratings, and why corporate gaming is completely freaking out. Let's start with the most immediate change. The Pan-European Game Information Board, better known as PEGI, just dropped a massive hammer on the industry. As of this month, any game featuring loot boxes is receiving a mandatory minimum age rating of 16 plus. And it doesn't stop there. Games using time-limited systems like paid battle passes are getting a mandatory PEGI 12. And if a publisher dares to include NFTs, boom, PEGI 18. Think about what this means for a juggernaut like EA Sports FC, formerly FIFA. Ultimate Team Packs are the definition of loot boxes. Pushing a game like that into a 16 plus bracket completely fundamentally alters the player demographic and marketing strategy for some of the highest grossing games on the planet. But wait, as bold as PEGI's move is, it's just a rating. It doesn't actually stop developers from using these mechanics. The real existential threat to the live service model is coming from the European Union itself. Enter the EU's Digital Fairness Act. For months, European regulators have been targeting what they call addictive design and dark patterns. Dark patterns are those sneaky user interface tricks designed to manipulate you, like making the buy button massive and glowing, while the skip button is tiny, transparent, and hidden in a corner. But the EU's crosshairs are focused squarely on the concept of premium currency. You know the trick: a skin costs 12,000 riot points or V-Bucks, but you can only buy points in bundles of 1,000 or 2,500. You're always left with a little extra, incentivizing you to buy more next time. It abstracts the real world value of your money. It feels like you're spending monopoly money, not rent money. The EU wants to kill this entirely. Their guidelines suggest games should be forced to show real monetary values on all listings, remove multiple confusing premium currency options, and end manipulative FOMO, fear of missing out practices. And how is the multi-billion-dollar gaming industry reacting to this? Well, they're furious. Recently, the CEO of Supercell, the giant behind Clash of Clans, pleaded with regulators, stating, "Let's not kill one of Europe's few tech success stories." The corporate defense goes like this. They argue that buying in-game currency is like buying tokens at a theme park. It's convenient and fun, and prevents you from having to do a credit card transaction for every single tiny digital sword or skin you want to buy. They claim that the EU's strict interpretation might require literal parental contracts to be signed for every single microtransaction. Regardless of the value, they warn that if these laws pass, it will break how many games fundamentally work, ruining the player experience and forcing developers to rely on obnoxious, unskippable in-game ads instead. That brings us to the core ethical debate of the modern gaming era. Are these massive corporations genuinely worried about our experience as players, or are they just terrified that transparency will hurt their bottom line? For over a decade, the industry essentially regulated itself. And what did we get? We got mechanics that blurred the line between gaming and unlicensed gambling. We got battle passes that turned our hobbies into second jobs. We got mobile games employing psychologists to fine-tune retention algorithms that play with our brain chemistry just to boost quarterly earnings. Yes, implementing these EU laws will be incredibly messy. A lot of live service roadmaps and economies are gonna have to be completely torn down and rebuilt. Small indie devs running free-to-play titles might struggle with the compliance cost, but maybe that's the price we have to pay to clean up the industry. If a multi-billion-dollar studio makes a little less profit because they're no longer allowed to psychologically manipulate a teenager into buying digital gems, I think most gamers are perfectly fine with that. The Wild West was fun for the gold miners. but it was miserable for everyone else. But I want to know what you think. Is the EU going too far and risking the free-to-play model we've all gotten used to, or is it about time these corporate monetization departments face some real consequences? Sound off in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this dive into the business of gaming, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.